It is Monday, March 16th, 2020. I've just called out a signal on the HSI code 7 signal to go short. The short signal is going to come at 22,872, which is represented right here by this red line. That's where I'll go short at automatically. The sell stop. And then these two orders will take over, the buy stop and the buy limit. One for a profit, the limit for a profit, the stop for a loss. The stop is way up here for a loss. The profit is way down here for the profit. I'm going for 500 ticks on this signal, which I sent out to everybody on the signal, and I'm going for 500 on this one. And it looks very, very good. Looks like an easy 500 tick trade coming to me. It could even be worth a lot more. It could be worth 1,000 very easily. You know, I may open up and go for 1,000 if it really, really, really starts coming down good. You know, I could just let the 500 go by, lock in 400, and then lock in 400 with a stop, and adjust it and update it and just lock it in, bring the stop down. I could actually grab a hold of it right here if I wanted to and bring it down. But it's kind of hard to get it to the exact price you want, so it's easier just to do it down here and then update it. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways that you could play these signals, but I'm just showing you how I play them. And I sent a signal out giving people time to not only set the order up, but for people who know how to trade, they could actually start trading it down and take a short position and come all the way down. I'm usually always right on the signal, on the direction. Sometimes I'm not. You know, give me a 10, 20% rate at which I'm going to be wrong, but I'd say about 80% of the time I'm right, in the sense that it's going to go down. Now, if it goes back up again, it would be a different signal. It would be a long signal, but I think it'll continue down, go short, and then keep going, of course. Once it hits that, it'll keep going. It's just a matter of how much it'll keep going. But I think this one's good. It's going to be a good signal here, a good trade, 500 ticks, maybe 1,000. Anyway, I will come back. Week's just getting started. I woke up not too long ago, and I will update you on this signal. And it's going to be a long week. It's going to be a long and very, very profitable week this week. And next week, too. And next month. The trading is the best it's ever been since I started trading. Anyway, I'll be back to show you this signal. Okay, entry is getting very close here. Gonna try to catch it onto camera just so I can show the entry and show the outcome of the trade. There's a pretty good chance that won't take all that long to get the 500 ticks. Maybe just a few hours. Maybe not even that long. Maybe just an hour or two might be able to get it. So anyway, I'll come back when it's right about ready to trigger. Okay, here it goes. Everybody's had plenty of time to get the signal and get their trade in. I send the signal out, you know, as early as I pretty much can. And I sent it out probably about 20 minutes ago or so, somewhere around there. So it's been a decent amount of time for you to get the signal to your phone, and the signal comes to your phone immediately, right away. It only takes like a second or two for you to get the signal to your phone. This is a cloud system. It's all over the world in different servers, and it's going to go right straight to you very quickly. Nothing to stop it. It goes right to an application on your phone. There's no middleman to stop it. No SMS problems, no email problems, nothing to get in the way of you getting the signal, and get it right away so that you can go prepare the order or even start trading it if you wanted to. For instance, when I called the signal out, it was up here at 23,000. Over 23,000. It was way up there at 23,000. Okay, it was at 23,000. Now it's at 933. So I mean, that's 70 ticks down. You could have even gotten more than that, almost went down all the way, almost to the signal price. But my point is you could get in early if you wanted to. I usually always give the people opportunity to get in early if they want to. Anyway, bouncing back up here, I'll come back when it gets close to triggering. Okay, here comes the entry. Okay, it looked like it was just going to go for it right there. I think it is. I think it's going to go for it here. Wanted to get it on camera. Okay, I'll come right back. Okay, here it goes. Here it comes. 872, it'll go off at market. $8.72. Almost there. 12 ticks. Okay, I'm going to go off mic here, and I'm going to let the video run till it hits. Okay, it just hit. Okay, so now I'm in on the trade. You'll see this one disappear. These two orders will take over. Okay, so now those orders are active. I'm in short at 866. So on that market order, I lost 6 ticks right there. Sometimes I get better. Sometimes, most of the time I get a little bit worse, but most of the time it's right about the same price as I put it. You can see it's bouncing up here. It's typical for it to do that. Very typical, but nothing to worry about. It's just going to continue to go down here. This is a very big trade here. So it's going to continue to go down, and I'm looking for 500. Very possibly, though, could get 1,000 on this one. I'm going to be watching it really close here and seeing how it acts, and if it really comes down good, I'll probably pull the 500 exit and go for 1,000. Anyway, I will come back and show you the outcome of this trade. Okay, I am currently up 5,000, 5,500. It keeps changing. Now back to 5. On this particular trade, up 5,000, up 39,000 HSI. And right now, what I'm doing is it's reached a bottom and it's bouncing back up. I'm waiting for the initial bounce to get over with and for it to start coming back down, and I'll place a break-even stop. Not every trade would I recommend doing something like this, but the thing is this particular trade is a big trade. This is a big trade. This should be worth a good 500, possibly 1,000 ticks on this one. So you don't want to stop out on the initial bounce back up. It's typical for it to do this and bounce back up. That's probably going to be the high right there, but it might not. It might go a little bit higher up to right around my break-even area, and then roll over and come back down again. So I really don't want to get stopped out break-even here on this particular trade. On other trades I would, and I would watch it to see what it's going to do. But on this particular one, it's too good of a trade and too easy of a trade. And the mathematical chances of it going down are very, very high. And so I'm just going to let this thing bounce back up a little bit, start coming back down. It gets anywhere near this bottom down here again, and I'll place the break-even stop. I've already got it set to 22,860. I'm in at 866. That's a 6-tick buffer right there. It'll go off at market, and I'll update it as soon as it starts to come back down again. And that way the initial bounce is over. I don't get hit on that initial bounce, roll back over, then I'll place it. Then from that point, if it goes back up all the way to the break even, then I'll break even on it. You just want to avoid that first initial bounce once it breaks. Anyway, I'll come back. Now, as this goes down 100 ticks from where I'm in at 866 up here short. As it goes down to 766, which it is right there, now it's okay to place the break-even stop. 100 ticks ahead, it's already gone, it's made its bounce, bounce is over. If it were to turn around now and go all the way back up, break that high, and go up and hit that break-even stop, that would be a place that I would want to get out. Otherwise, what should happen, and what I'm looking to happen, is that it's just going to continue now. It's going to go break below this low at 712, and then continue lower and go down here to my exit. But if it does go back up at this point, I would want to be out. So it's appropriate to go ahead and place it now. So I'll go ahead and click this right here, update, to change my stop to 22,860 for a break-even stop. Okay, it is now in place. And you can see right there, that green bar, that green line you see right there, that's my buy stop, 22,860 now. And right above it is another red line, which is hard to get to, which I can't even get to, but that was my entry. And then down here is my exit, my limit for 22,366 for 500 ticks on this trade. Otherwise, I could take it right here. I've got 7,700, 8,000 at it right now. 8,000 US dollars, 61,000 HSI. If I wanted to take it, I could take it. But there's only one way to hit big trades, and that's to go for them. And right now, my system, the codes, code 7, is supporting mathematically to go for 500 ticks. So I am going for 500 ticks. I'm playing the math. 100% playing the math. All right, now up 10,000 here. $10,000, 82,000 HSI. And moving down, looking good. I will come back and show you the outcome of this trade. Oh, by the way, I will start locking in some ticks here. Once it gets about 300 ahead, I'll lock in 100. Once it gets 400 ahead, I'll lock in 300. Once it gets 500 ahead, I'll either get out there or I'll lock in 400 and go for more. Okay? So it's a real easy, logical plan. It works. You know, it's not perfect, but it works. But here's the thing, though, is you really want to be careful on your greedy side for going for more. You know, if you just hit these good exits and keep doing that over and over again on the signals, you're going to be a winner. Even if you only went for 180 ticks here, even if you were out right now already, you are a winner. I'm already up $11,000 right now. You're a winner either way. But as you get more and more ahead in your account with these signals, you will see that it becomes easier and easier for you to go for it. Because if it comes all the way back to my break even on me right now, guess what? It doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, I don't need to make money today. I'm making plenty of money. But if I hit this exit, I'm stretching out my ability to make money much further. You understand? You see what I'm trying to say? It's like with success brings even more success. But when you're trying to just start off, it's really difficult. You know, it's difficult because if you go back at all, you know, it just kills you, right? I understand, and you know, that's the, you know, the reality of it. But here's another reality. If you just play the minimum you can, and you start playing these signals, you're going to make money. Okay, I've not lost a signal yet, but it's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. I've already avoided a few losers already by not sending them out. I've also not sent out some really good winners, you know. So, but I'm doing the best I can to try to avoid any losers that I think could be a loser. And there's not that many. It would be better for me just to send them all out, because the losers that are the losers and the winners there's so many winners. It's just that you wouldn't want to get caught taking the very first trade and it be a loser, obviously. You know, that would be unfortunate. But, you know, we got to play the math. What can we do? We have to just play the math. And the math is so good, it is not even funny. You should take your account maybe and just say, okay, I got enough for two signals. You know, right now the stops are huge, but under normal circumstances when the market calms down. But here's the thing: the market is moving so good that these stops aren't even getting close to. It's once they go, they just go. So yeah, the market is super good right now. And it's going to be good for the rest of this month and the rest of the next month, rest of April. It'll be fantastic. Anyway, I am currently up 10,000 here and going for more. I at some point will lock in 100 ticks. Once it reaches 566 and gets out 300 ticks ahead, then I'll go ahead and lock in 100 ticks down to 766. But it needs to get that 300 out at least, because this signal here should be good for quite a bit. Okay, it is bouncing back up here and bouncing back up towards my break even. I have changed the stop again to 23,545, which is the original stop. I do not want to get out here on this trade even at break even, because I've looking at it and I've been analyzing it, and the mathematical chances of this trade going down are just too high. It's very, very high. I would say about 80%. It's a good solid 80%. And and it's not just the fact that it's going to go down. It's the fact that this thing is going to go down, I would say at least 500 ticks. And very, very, very possibly 1,000 ticks. So it's just too big of a trade to play with like this and just take a break-even trade. A lot of trades I'll take the break-even on it, but on this particular one, I just don't want to do it. And it did not come up to my break-even there. It only went up to 835, so it would not have gotten hit so far. But I saw it on its move back up, and I just don't. You'll see what I'm talking about when this thing comes all the way back down, breaks below this low again. You'll see what I mean. How I did not want to get out here. Anyway, it would not have gotten hit. It is moving down now. I'll come back. But just so you know my intentions here, I'm going to hold on to it. It can bounce back up quite a bit. Anywhere 23,545. It can bounce all the way back up to here again, and I'm going to hold on to it. I'll only get out when that stop gets hit. This particular trade, like I said, it's too good. It's just too good. It's going to roll over, and it will go down, and it'll go down big. So I'm going to hold on to this one. But you could have gotten quite a few ticks on it. 866 down to 666. 200 ticks. Only could have gotten 200 ticks on it so far, which is really not that much. 200 ticks on the HSI right now is like, nothing. It really is. It's nothing. Normally that is an average trade though. 200 ticks is an average size trade on what most of them do. So this one just did what most of them do, but this is not going to be most trades. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Okay, it just closed. Okay, it just closed. I was about to say it's right about to close, but it just closed. So I'm way up on it right now, up 9,000, 70,000 HSI Hong Kong dollars, 70,000, and up 9,000 US dollars. And I am holding it to go down to the exit here. When the market opens back up again, which will be in 1 hour for after hours trading, I can go ahead and place a break-even stop on it at that time. Once it's, assuming it stays ahead by this much. Sometimes they gap up a little bit and it'll roll back over and go back down. But anyway, this trade, like I said, should be good for a good 500 ticks, possibly 1,000, and I might change it. But you see, though, if I had gotten out break even, had adjusted my stop back, I would have got out break even. I wouldn't be up right now. I would have gotten out of the trade. So this is why I pulled it, because I, you know, knew, or I knew that the math was very high, that it would continue to go down. So anyway, um, anyway, I am going for 500 ticks here. I think I can get it, and possibly I might pull it and go for 1,000 ticks. It just depends. I'll come back. Okay, the market just opened here, gapping down big. It almost hit me. Taking a look here, it went down to 22,393, and I'm at 22,366. All right, let's take a look here. What are we looking at? Oh, it's gonna go down big. It's gonna go down big. It almost hit me for 500 ticks right there. I'd say it's gonna go down more than that. Go ahead and pull this exit here. I'm just trying to think, what should I go for? Currently up $25,000, 185 Hong Kong dollars. Yeah, it just opened. When it did, it gapped down, you see. It gapped down really good right there. It closed here, and then what didn't necessarily so much gap down actually, but it just shot straight down. I mean, it like in 1 second, 2 seconds, it just shot down. Boom. Went all the way down. Would have hit me. There would have been nothing I could have done about it because it happened too fast. If it had gone down to 22,366, I'd already be out right now. Because there's no way I could have pulled it that quickly. But anyway, it looking very, very good for coming down even more. So this is a hold here. But I will be watching it though and seeing what it's going to do. And but what my plan is at the moment, assuming that it still looks good for coming down, I'm going to be watching it, is to pull this exit. I'll put it for 1,000 ticks, and then I'll start playing a lock-in game as it goes down. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, this is what I have done. First of all, I have adjusted the profit, the limit, down to 21,866 down here for 1,000 ticks. And then I have adjusted the stop right here down to 22,766. My entry is at 22,866. Therefore, that is a 100 tick lock-in. This is just for I am going for this trade. If it comes back up though, it's just for me to take 100 tick. For me, that'll be a failed trade. The trade will have failed. I'm going for 500. I'm going for 1,000 ticks now. The trade will have failed. But it won't be a complete failure. It'll be 100 ticks. But it'll be like nothing to me. I'm going for a big one here, and I think I can get it. I got a good shot at it mathematically. And so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play the math. But let's say it's got an 80%. It means 2 times out of 10 it's going to come back up. So no problem. If it comes back up, I'm going to lock in 100 ticks. And I got lots more trades coming. You know what I mean? So it's one day after another. But if you don't go for some good sized trades on some of these signals, you're not going to get them. And so that's why I've sent out the signal that I'm going for 500 ticks. And now I can tell everybody that I'm going for 1,000 ticks here. But I do want to watch it just for a little bit longer and see if I still believe it looks good for coming down here, and then I'll go ahead and send that out. But I've already done it and locked in 100 here. Anyway, so you can see how I'm playing these signals, and so I'm playing them mathematically, you know. But I will always let you know, give you feedback in the signal so that you can know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll come back. I'm up 25,000 right now, up 200,000 HSI, up Hong Kong dollars. I'll come back. Okay, on the signal here, just sent out a signal, stop adjusted 22,476, now locking it in. So my stop is now adjusted to 22,476. I'm locking in almost 400 ticks right there. and still going for it now, going for 1,000 ticks here. So from here, it's either 400 ticks or 1,000 ticks. Now, at some point, I'm going to lock in more. If it comes all the way down here to 22,100, I'm going to lock in 500 ticks, maybe 600 ticks. And then if it keeps coming down, then I'll start locking it in more and more. If it keeps coming, then it's going to hit my exit. If not, it comes back up. At some point, it's going to hit my stop. As it comes down more and more and more, I'll get a little bit more aggressive on the stop, locking in closer and closer to where it is. So if it pops back up, I'm going to take those ticks. That could be 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, or make it all the way to the 1,000, whichever. But, playing a lock-in game like that is good. Sometimes you're going to get burned, of course, but sometimes you're going to, get out and make a good amount of ticks. And if you had held on to it, all of your ticks would be eaten up. You don't want that either. It's a balance, and it's never easy, and you're never going to really perfect it, and you're never really going to ace it. But what you can do is you can come out mathematically ahead. And that is what you're trying to do, and it's not that difficult. Just, again, you're never going to be 100% correct. Every time you're wrong, you're going to want to kick yourself. Don't. Always remember, I'm going to take almost 400 ticks, like 390 ticks, I think. I'm going to take 390 ticks. There's nothing wrong with taking a 390 tick trade, ever. Nothing wrong with it. Even if it goes 1,000, even if it goes 2,000, still nothing wrong with taking a 390 tick trade. You got to remember something. These opportunities are going to come around over and over and over again using this. So if you don't hit it on this one, you can hit it on the next one. If you don't hit it on the next one, you can hit it on the next one. Once you get your account ahead enough, you can start going for them more and more and more, and you'll hit them more and more and more. But if you get too greedy or you don't play a lock-in game, it's going to end up hurting you. So be like water. Go with the flow. Be able to change on a dime. Place your stops. But at the same time, don't be afraid. Do it out of logic. And like, for instance, you could say, well, okay, what's the logic on this one? Well, I can't tell you that, but here's the top up here. You could put it up here if you wanted to. Now, there's a specific reason why I put it right there, but a lot of people wouldn't know what that reason is. But you could still use some logic. You could say, okay, well, if it breaks this top up here, I'm just going to get back out. Or maybe you could say, you know what, I've had enough. I'm currently up $34,000 right now. I'm up 266,000 Hong Kong dollars. You could just say, you know what? I'm going to just get out right here, right now, take the profit, and I'm going to go have lunch or go have dinner or whatever. Whatever it is you want to go and do. You can do that too. And would there be anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Just whatever you do, don't kick yourself afterwards, because no matter what you do, you're usually never going to ace it. And it'll be wrong in one way or another. You could have made more ticks or something. But what I'll do is give you your entries so that you'll have this opportunity to be able to, see as it's going down here, to be able to make money from these over and over and over again. It's just up to you how you're going to manage it. I'm now up 285,000 Hong Kong dollars. You see, there's people that would kill for an opportunity like this. And the only reason why they don't is because, well, for one thing, they don't know about it, and a lot of people wouldn't even believe it even if they saw it, But you could see it for yourself right there. I'm in minus 10 contracts, and I'm currently up 282,000. Mine over here on the real board, which is keeping the real time, it's 289,000 right now. So it'll update itself in a few minutes. But over on my portfolio, you can see it. It's updates, with every tick it updates just like normal. Anyway, still moving down here, looking very good for a very possible 1,000 tick trade here. But at some point, I'm going to start locking in ticks. So let me go ahead and calculate now where I could be at. I'll be back. Yeah, no, I will keep what I've got out there right now. And looking good here. But as it comes down, let's say it comes down to 22,100. At that point, I'd look for somewhere on the chart to do it, but I would lock in like another 100 ticks. And so that would be a 500 tick lock in. And even if that's all I get, it's great. 500 ticks is a really good exit. But imagine I'm going to make 500 ticks with no chance of losing, but I still have a chance to make double that. You see, there's a lot of people that go gambling like at casinos and things, and they don't even have anywhere near that kind of mathematics. And yet they risk all this money. Imagine if they knew about this, they would want to get into this, because this is being able to control your math and to be able to go for more and make a lot more without risking a loss and even making money. Like even that 400 ticks, I'm going to make a lot. I'm currently up 37,291 Hong Kong dollars. 291,000 Hong Kong dollars. 295 now. Anyway, you see my point? That's what I'm trying to say, is that this gives you the opportunity to make a lot. And then even win, even if it were to come back on you. In other words, you imagine if you could go to Vegas and you could make money without any risk of losing money. Would that be good? That's sort of what this is like. I mean, there is a certain amount of risk involved, but you will see over and over again how accurate these signals are. And then you'll understand that the risk is actually quite low. It's just a matter of how you manage your exit. And yeah, how you manage your exit. That's really what it's all about. Because the entry is easy. Entry is very simple. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'll be back to show you the outcome of this trade, but I'm probably looking to lock in another 100 ticks here if it moves down, let's say 22,100. Maybe even not quite that far, 300, even down to 200, I could lock in another 100. I'll be back. Okay, I have adjusted the stop to 22,366, which is to lock in 500 ticks. Sent out the signal, stop adjusted, 22,366, locking in plus 500 ticks. Signal has been sent out. So from this point now, it's either I'm going to make 500 ticks on this trade or I'm going to make 1,000. Now again, if it comes down more, I will lock in more ticks, 600, 700, 800, etc., and just walk it down. And if it just keeps going down big and I'm not here or whatever, and it hits the exit, well then I'm going to make 1,000 ticks. So I've got it mathematically locked in now, you see. If you play like this, like you see me playing, you will do well. I've been playing for quite some time, and I do well at this method, and it works for me, and it's a logical way to play, and just live and die by this method. Don't pull it. You saw me pull it earlier on the entry. That was because I knew that the mathematics was very high that this was going to go down. And so that's why I did that. But not all of them are appropriate to do that with. Anyway, I will get going and show you I'm going to leave for a bit and I'll show you the outcome of this trade. Okay, I have adjusted the stop down to 22,266 right there to lock in 600 ticks. Here's the exit down here at 866. So as it keeps coming down now, I'm going to keep locking in 100 ticks at a time. I'm now at plus 600 ticks. Can't lose on the trade, and stand to make another 400 ticks here. Possible 400 ticks, but I've got 600 locked in. See, if I were to just take it right here, just take the 700 ticks I've got, then I don't give a chance to make 1,000. See, and by playing this way, you can hit these big trades without sacrificing your ticks very much. Like I said, you're never going to ace it. You're never going to get it perfect. But it's a way to mathematically play where you can still hit the big trades. But if not, you lock in. But a lot of people will just get out and they say, okay, I've had enough. I'll just get out. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say there's anything wrong with that at all. But I'm just talking about this is the way I play, and it works. So, you can adopt this method if you want, or use your own method, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever works for you. But my signals will get you in, and how you manage it from there is up to you. Okay, I have come in here and put the stop at plus 700 ticks, sitting right there. It pops back up. I'm going to be getting back out. I should say I'm going to be getting out. I'm now up. That says 357,000. Yeah, that's correct. 357,000 Hong Kong dollars, up 46,000 US dollars on this trade. I'm now coming in and mathematically locking in 700 ticks at 22,166. I've sent out the signal that I have locked it in. Here it comes. Going to get out of the trade here at 700 ticks. 700 ticks is good enough for me. I'm happy with 700 ticks. And but if it wants to keep going down some more, well, it's okay with me too. It can do that if it wants. But either way, it's all good for me. 700 or 1,000 now. All good for me. And this is the way, this is the way I recommend playing. I mean, if there was a better way that I knew of, I would play it. But this is the best way that I personally know of to play. It's the way I feel comfortable playing. Is a lock and tick game with these signals. You see, I'm way up, right? Now I'm playing very aggressive on the stop. Before I was playing a bit not too aggressive, letting it go. I had like 300 ticks, and I only locked in 100, leaving a 200 tick buffer there. That's not very aggressive. But now that I'm 700 ticks, now I'm really aggressive. I'm going to take the 700, or it'll go for more. Pretty much from here, we're looking at 700 or 1,000 now. But if it were to go down 900, I would lock in 800. I certainly would lock it in. Every 100 ticks is a lot of money. So, it's all good. But again, if you play this way, it'll give you the chance to make it. But just remember, a lot of times it's going to come back against you and stop you out. A lot of times. In other words, the other reason why I hit this one was because it just has basically gone straight down. It really hasn't popped up at all. That's why I'm playing so aggressive now too, because it's due for a pop-up here. And I don't want to ride it back up. I want to get back out, take the profit, and go. Anyway, playing your exit is an art that must be practiced and learned. And if I show you how I do it, at least you'll have some type of framework to go on to either copy or build your own art work of getting out. It's always a challenge, but this lock-in game certainly helps. I'll be back. Just almost made it down to 800 ticks right there at 22,066. Will be 800 ticks. Once it gets down to like 900 ticks, I'll lock in 800. So, yeah. And then you just keep walking it down 100 ticks like that each time. And if it makes it to the 1,000, then it makes it. It's great. Otherwise, you'll get stopped out somewhere and still take a wonderful profit. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, it just got me out of the trade right there. Hit my break even, or I mean my protective stop. So I'm out with 346,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is $44,597. That's how much it comes out to be on uh, my portfolio. And let's see here. Yep, 44,597. Don't have anything else out there. So that's how much it has to be. And it's 346,400. Yep, confirmed on my portfolio as well. Same thing. So another code 7 signal successful on the HSI for another good one. And I haven't lost one yet, one of these signals, but you know, I mean, I don't think it can go on forever here without losing one, but I doing really super good right now. That's for sure. I mean, these signals are just absolutely incredible. These higher codes. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I'll get this up to YouTube. Uh, for all of you getting these signals, I'm really glad that you're able to profit from this like this. And for all of you out there thinking about joining, join up, get your accounts ready, and come on board. I will be back for more trading, and this will be a long day today. Got the YM coming up here for another code 7 and the trading room coming up. I'll be back.